Hi everyone and warm welcome to another wonderful video of the Credit Card Life. My name is Amit and with the help of this video I'm going to talk about some of the most concrete information behind credit card rejection from the House of CIBIL India, and this is one specific platform which 99% of the credit card industry follows in India, and probably these are the major reasons why you don't get a card whenever there is a declination. Now let me back up this particular industry information with a couple of important points. Number one, I have got these important valid points from someone who is already a banker. Do note, somebody who is already a banker, somebody who is already in the credit lending team environment. And according to them, these are the most prominent reasons why everyone gets rejected for specifically unsecured credit card lending. So let's talk about it. Number one, there's a term called DPD. I'm not sure that you guys have heard because this is not a very familiar name for a lot of people. DPD stands for delayed payment date. I'll give you an example. Let's say if your payment date is 2nd of every month, but in spite of you paying on 2nd, you end up paying on 5th or 6th of every month, but still you're making a payment. The common intention we all have behind that payment is that any which ways our payment is done. That's a huge mistake. DPD results in most of the cases under rejection, and this is also one of the reasons why you do not get approved, even though you must be having more than 5 lakh, 6 lakh salary per month. That's also one of the integral part. Point number two, which talks about a term called POT. Now POT stands for a term called payment on time. Let me give you an example, and I think I've already defined this concept in some of my other previous videos way back, probably a year and a half ago. I talked about a term called payment on time ratio. Now payment on time ratio means whenever your bill gets generated of any of the demand, whether it's a credit card, home loan, mortgage loan, or vehicle loan, are you able to pay that particular amount on a specific day every single time as per discussion, as per your scheduled meeting with XYZ banker or lender? If you happen to do that, then each time your ratio gets generated, and let's say you have got 25 credit cards and you have paying 25 payments in a month, which leads to 100% payment on time. This is one of the most important part, even better than CIBIL score that gives you loan, that gives you credit card. So please always make sure, if you have multiple credit cards, that's what I do, utilize something or the else, probably 100 rupees, 150 or 200, but just make sure you pay all those bills on time, so that the payment on time ratio should be over and about 98.25%. That's a very standard rate I'm sharing with you from the House of Banking Individual, and trust me, it works more often than not whenever you talk about your credibility in the market of CIBIL India and the lending bit. The next bit talks about the importance of ECS. Well, I think this was an eye-opener for me, and I was not really knowing that. I'm talking about a couple of years ago. Now, ECS is something which is electronic standing instruction, or check as we call it, and this is a very common phenomenon when we talk about buy now pay later, when we have vehicle loan, home loan, mortgage, whatever it may be. When you have this option available on a specific date in the banking system, please make sure you do not default more than 3 in 3 months. Anything over and about 3 defaults of ECS in 3 months of any individual's account, whether you are a millionaire or a billionaire, you're not going to get a loan sanction with a specific standard market rate. Again, a very big hurdle, obstacle, or so-called hiccup in your day-to-day routine for lending. The last point, which talks about, for number 4, talks about overdue. Let me give you an example of overdue. See, there are situations in life with multiple people. I faced that situation with one of my postpaid bill way back in 2012 and 13. I'm not sure if I've shared this with all of you. So this was a bill of my Airtel postpaid. So in those days, when I was in Bangalore, I used to pay around about 1250 or 1300 rupees for STD rates, because in that era, 1300 for a mobile postpaid was a huge amount. It's not like the way we have today the option of internet and mobile phone. So I used to maintain, because I used to talk to my family members and other individuals, and because of some financial crunch in 2012 and 13, I forgot to pay 1500 bill That's a 1 month bill and 300 charges of one of my Airtel postpaid bill. Trust me, man, they took every individual's number of my family, my uncle, my aunt, my grandpa, and they called every single individual. And the kind of language those so-called the slum individuals were using is something which I cannot describe on this call, because they were absolutely utterly disgusting when it comes to talkative mannerism and communication. So overdue is something which you shouldn't be doing it, because when you go into overdue, the problem is, first of all, it takes a lot of time for you to recover, because everyone updates your CIBIL after 45 days. So that can be a huge block. This was just an example which I faced in terms of my postpaid bill, but never ever have any overdue on any of your account, because that can seriously damage and probably crush your CIBIL report. So again, absolutely no. Last but not least, a term called settlement. I'm not sure how many of you know about settlement, especially the viewers, those who are from the age group of 21 to 24. I really don't know whether you know this or not, but then if you do know, well and good. On the contrary, if you don't, hear me out. Settlement is an offer which a bank or a third party offers you to settle your clause completely, and they stop harassing you. So I'll give you an example. If the loan amount is 10,000, if the credit card amount is 10,000, they give you a call and say, you know what, I'm going to settle this for once and all within 5K. Would you be comfortable? We as an individual, if we don't have enough knowledge, we get into the trap. But if you don't realize that that settlement or written off, if it comes on the CIBIL, it stays for 5 to 6 years. And after that, even if you get, let's say, a 20 lakh rupee salary in an annum, you won't be given any kind of credit card or loan, even though you are earning almost 1.5 or 2 lakh rupees a month. So settlement is absolutely crazy. You should never do that. Take your own sweet time. It's good to be in the overdue status, but do not ever fall for a trap called settlement unless until you have a very poor situation in your hands. I hope these concepts of CIBIL India, and probably the concepts why most of the credit cards are declined, is going to help you. And if it does, a comment, a like, and sharing will be highly appreciated. You all take care.